because of the gays.
Hey everybody, Roger here. It's been a crazy month, and it's Pride Month, so that's a thing.
Because of the gays.
You know, before I start off with my regular rant, I'm gonna go ahead and just say, yeah, the last week, maybe week and 5 days. I'm sorry, week and 2 days, 3 days. I have been moving, and I'm tired. I was tired. I didn't follow any news, and then lo and behold, we get the results as they called it. You know, around early or late June, we will get the results of the Masterpiece Bakery versus Colorado and verdict. The gay couple who basically said that they were refused service, discriminated against by the cake shop owner. I forget his name off the top of my head now.
You're so obsessed with me.
It's been a while since I've covered this topic. And you can look at my previous video. I think I was pretty accurate with the whole description throughout. Anyways, the results are in. It was in favor of the baker by a margin of 7-2.
Because of the gays.
Now again, this only affects this case. It's nothing's changed at all. And what I mean by that is this. You know, there was never an issue prior to this case of there being ever any discrimination against this couple. There never was. At least that's how I'm seeing it, because they were asked, they did request to have the cake made for them, and the baker said, "I'm sorry, you know, that goes against my religious beliefs." Again, a constitutionally held right. And then they said, then he offered everything else in his bakery, and said, you're free to anything else here. I just can't participate in this.
He did not just say that.
And participation, here's the thing. Self-defining participation is the big issue here. I can choose if my religion, if I had a religion, I don't really. If my religion said I could not participate in any sort of straight activity, I as an individual, how I interpret my religious activities and associations, am able to make that determination, and being a business owner can rule whatever I want to in that. If I say, oh, I can't, if you're having a baby shower and you're having a wedding at the same time, I don't want to participate in it because it goes against my religion. I can say that. I can have my own rules and justify that. Everybody's saying, oh, well, you know, this is just him not wanting to help because it is a gay wedding. Well, oh, and it makes no sense because he's not actually participating in it. Well, in his mind, he is.
I don't engage in hate speech, so I have no response for you.
So you can't put that in his mind. That's him, his religious ideals, and his thoughts alone. I'm pretty sure you can say that about every other religion out there as well. I mean, it is your legal right to not bend at that. So, anyways, yeah, it went in favor of the baker
because of the gays.
And again, no one was ever. Excuse me, this is my first video in a while.
Because of the gays.
So, but nobody was ever discriminated against. The baker did offer again, and that's the whole point that every single person who is upset at the outcome are missing. The baker did offer other things. Just because he didn't want to make the cake, go the fuck somewhere else. Go the fuck somewhere else. Let the free market decide. Go spread your news. And I've said this in my last video as well. Go spread the news of your experience in that cake shop, and go on Yelp, go on Google, go on Craigslist and post a rant. You know, do what you need to do to get the word out, so that way you can let the free market decide from there. Don't try to force someone to serve you. Why would you want to give them your money anyways? Why would you want a business to survive if their ideals are not in line with you? And at the same token, why would you want that business, any business owner, to be subject to laws that control them against their religious ideology, that conflict with their religious ideology? That is like not progression in the United States. That is completely unacceptable. I'm so glad the outcome is this way. It would have been very detrimental if it was the other way around. We would have started to see this serve as an example of forced, and again, I don't think we ever had the fear that it would actually turn out to be a bad, to be in the favor of the gay couple. I had a feeling it would be like a 80-20, you know, 80% for the baker, 20% chance that
The gays.
would win, you know, depending on things. But yeah, you know, as soon as the baker said he'd be willing to serve them, I knew it was game over. I knew it was game over for the gay couple, and they were just riding high in the hog. I think I do firmly believe they targeted this religious, again, religious paraphernalia everywhere. When you look at the content of this store, of the bakery, so they knew what they were getting into. And then his answer on CNN when one of the guys, the one that looks like Andy Dick, when Don Lemon on CNN asked him,
Jack Phillips did offer to bake other goods for you, but refused the wedding cake. I mean, what would you say to people who ask, why not just go to a cake maker who didn't object to same-sex marriage? I know it's an obvious question, but I have to ask.
And Andy Dick, I'm just going to refer to him as that, replied,
well, I mean, the point of this case, you know, wasn't whether or not there was someone else out there who could bake a cake for us. The reason we brought this case was because we didn't want another loving couple to have to be turned away from a business just for who they are.
She's just 16 years old.
no, that is so not the case. I have a right to refuse. As an individual business owner, I would have the right to refuse any service coming my way, any sort of a request coming my way. I have that right. Again, I'm not a federal worker, so, I mean, federally, I mean, if somebody was to take my stance, it wouldn't work. You know, as a taxpayer, I would expect a federal worker to do its job, regardless of my orientation, affiliation, beliefs, etc., etc., etc. But as an individual business owner, that's not tied to the government. You know, you pay taxes to the government. You should not have that restriction put upon you that you're forced to serve these people. You're not. You have a freedom of choice to take money from people or not, to take services, to take business from somebody or not, whatever. I love the fact that this happened to start off Gay Pride Month. I love it. I love it. Gay Pride Month, I have not enjoyed it since my early 20s or mid 20s. And even then, I don't even think I really ever enjoyed it. I always look at it as a marketing ploy. We've already achieved what we need to. And granted, it's good to have reminders, but come on, all of these representative months, it's just so unnecessary.
Wow. You're throwing shade at me when I've literally been nothing but nice this whole time. Stop. You saw how he was to me.
It is. Anyways, to each their own. If they feel it's necessary for them, I'm not shouting them down or anything. It's go for it. Oh my God, just turn, dude. Jesus Christ. That guy just like literally stopped. Anyways, so I'm so happy it happened on Gay Pride Month. It's a way to start off. I'm pretty sure it's going to spark a conversation, and it's going to be the theme of the month. You know, what does this mean for the rest of, you know, the gay community? Everybody on Twitter, or a lot of people on Twitter are saying, I'm sorry, I'm going extreme here. A lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people on Twitter are saying, oh, you know, this is horrible because it's just a step backwards for us. And even people who are concerned about this verdict, this outcome here for this particular case, are saying, oh, this is bad news for the gay community. No, it's not. What rights do you not have that are granted to straight people? As a gay man, I think I have equal rights just as everybody else. Please, enlighten me. Is there something I'm missing here? I don't think so. I think gay marriage is federally recognized. May not be in your state, but that's something that you choose your, you choose your battles well in your states, and you do what you need to make that happen. But no, I think it's a great outcome. I think it's a great outcome for equality. What are your guys' thoughts? You know, I might add to this a little bit later, but this is my first video in a while, and I'm glad it was this one. What are your guys' thoughts? I'd love to hear your positive, negative, agree, disagree, thumbs up, thumbs down, and we go from there. Okay, guys, hope you all have a great day. Peace out.
I'm gonna ask you one more time to button that.
I'm proud of my body, and if I want to show it, I'm going to. No one is making you look.